Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word in love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shot there from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And this is on the Common Sense Show with Dave Hodges, and it's entitled Beyond Apocalyptic. And just to catch you up to the 205 mark, Dave is explained that he was having a conversation with some person, and they just so happened to ask him, "What do you foresee, like with the gas going up?" And this is his answer to the person that he was talking to.
The answer I gave, and you probably guessed from the title, how bad is it going to get, Dave? And I said, with regard to gas and the economy, I said, eventually it'll reach a point where we'll say, she said, is it going to be like the great apocalypse? And I said, it's beyond apocalyptic. And that's when this person lost it. And I understand, but it is. At $10 a gallon, you start to see the economy really contract. Your just-in-time deliveries from your major department stores will go from 6, from what I'm told, to about 1, and maybe even 1 every other day. When you get it to 12, it's drop it off on Monday, and you get what you get through the week. People will be sent home because there won't be the work. The stores will close up. They won't finish the week out in business. They'll come back Sunday night when stuff starts to be delivered again. And that's when it's at about $11, $12 a gallon. When it reaches $15 a gallon, it's shutdown time. Workers will make the decision to self-regulate and not drive to work. The Biden administration knows this. These projections are public. They are out there, and they tell you what the expected course is. This is nothing prophetic on my part. I'm not a genius economist, but I know how to read data. I know how to read charts. And although we might be off $1 or $2 in the direction of predicting certain apocalyptic events, we're right in the general directionality of where this is headed. This is really, really serious, folks. And the Biden administration isn't lifting a finger to help you. We exposed earlier today, the Europeans aren't making any sanctions on Russian oil. And what's to prevent Russia from sending their oil to Iran, getting a middleman thing, and selling it back to us once the deal with Iran's complete? Nothing. Putin has not been affected. The only one that's been affected by what they're doing is you. And they know that a lot of us are onto them. That's why they walk off in the middle of interviews. "Oh, there's not much we can do now," says Biden today as he abruptly ended a press conference. And Psaki, all she can do, circle back Jen, is all she can do is just deride people who ask her tough questions. She makes fun of them. She's pompous because she doesn't have an answer. That's a fact. So that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. This is so tragic. This is so sad. It is apocalyptic because they don't care if it reaches $20 a gallon, $50 a gallon. Their objective is to have you out of your car. And I said this in an earlier podcast. I said, well, that's fine, but what are we supposed to go to? Why didn't you think it was important to have a jumping off point to where you would have a safety valve, a transition period? And they're not. Oh, you are sacrificing for the good of Ukraine. And 70% of Americans want to sacrifice. That's what the Secretary of Energy said today in a CNBC interview.
Well, and there you have it. And Dave is telling the truth. Okay. The only thing is that this is not beyond apocalyptic. This is actually just the plain, hardcore, honest truth of the Bible. Okay? You have to remember that the Lord said that okay, Isaiah 55 and 11, And it says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And just as the Bible has many prophecies that deal with happiness and pleasure, okay, and relief and rest, well, the other side of it is that, as the scripture says, this book is filled with lamentations and Ezekiel 2 Ezekiel 2 and 9. And it says, and when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was written. And he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations, mourning, and woe. So all the prophecies of doom, which people, that's the popular term that many people use. All right. Many of these prophecies of doom are just merely prophecies of the Bible. And what's a prophecy of the Bible that matches what Dave Hodges was talking about? 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, civil unrest. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, robbing your own brother. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Martial law. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, because they will have no hope. All right, the scripture clearly tells you, when you go to, I believe that's Proverbs, it says, where there is no vision, the people perish. All right, these folks will not see a way out when this thing called Jacob's trouble truly hits the fan. And it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So it's going to be like the purge out there. Okay, and the Bible has many other prophecies that are so-called gloom and doom that are going to take place in these soon to come end of the latter days. All right, such as great famine, great pestilence, cannibalism, okay, these things are not beyond apocalyptic. These are merely the prophecies of the Bible. And it's as we, the men of the Lord, have been saying, it's going to get to a point where people cannot avoid the Bible. People will not be able to avoid the pure, hardcore, unedited, unfiltered truth of the Bible. Folks will soon realize that God is not all love, that many people are going to die, that salvation is not for everyone. Many people are, and you can even see it now. That's why these folks are walking around so damn depressed, because they know that the Bible is real. And what it says is real, and it's coming to pass. And all the lies that they believe, that were told by their forefathers, they're starting to see these lies quickly crumble before their face, bringing them into a reality that they were completely shielded from. I won't say unaware, but they were shielded from for a very long time due to Edomite supremacy. But now we're at a point in time where they can be touched and they are petrified. Just like when Dave told that woman is going to be beyond apocalyptic, the man or lady, whoever, they just broke down because they couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe that shit is about to get really bad, really quick, and they will be alive to see it. All right, just like many of you all will soon see the reality of the Bible for what it is. It is a book that tells the 100% truth. As the scripture says, none shall want her mate. This Bible, this word, this truth that we have is the ultimate truth. And there is nothing that anybody can do to stop it. As the scripture says, lest you find yourself fighting against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai yourself. All right. And it's a beautiful thing because for some people, this is a bad thing. But for us, this is a beautiful thing because the more these prophecies keep reaching their climax and coming to fruition and passing, it just means, as the scripture says, that we need to lift our heads up high because our salvation is nearer than what we believe. So, nonetheless, that's all I wanted to say on this, but I hope you all were edified. And until the next time, we're going to say Shalom.